All right, guys, we got an emergency show for you here. I got to give you updates on what's currently going on with the Senate. So, the other day, House Democrats stood strong and voted against what's called a stopgap bill, which is like a temporary funding bill that the Republicans wanted. So I believe every Democrat held the line and did not vote for this Republican stopgap bill, right? And the reason they did that is because what's happening right now is not normal. Elon is not normal. Trump is not normal. Slashing our government agencies illegally is not normal. Imperialist foreign policy is not normal. All this stuff is insane. All this stuff is crazy. So the Democrats in the House, to their massive credit, stood strong. Even Democrats from otherwise conservative districts said, we're not voting for this Republican stopgap bill until the insanity stops, basically, right? Okay. So the Republicans passed it. They had the numbers to pass it in the House, despite the Democrats staying strong and staying together. So then it goes to the Senate. And in order to get it passed, this continuing resolution passed, the stopgap bill passed, you need to get through cloture first, which is basically like a vote on if we're going to have a vote, right? And then the continuing resolution itself would need to pass. Now, this is a very rare instance where Democrats have leverage. And they have leverage because in order to get through cloture, the vote on having a vote, you need 60 votes, right? The Republicans don't have, what do they have, 53, I believe it is, in the Senate. So they need Democratic votes in order to greenlight the vote. And then basically, if you get it through cloture, the bill is going to pass, right? The continuing resolution is going to pass. So Democrats do have leverage in this instance to say to Republicans, look, you guys want to do this continuing resolution. You guys want to do this stopgap bill. But you know what? We see what Elon Musk is doing. We see he's destroying the Department of Education and the CFPB, the anti-scam police, and firing FAA officials and firing disabled veterans and basically taking a sledgehammer to our government. You are going to get zero Democratic support. So namely, you won't even get this through cloture. You won't be able to get the stopgap bill through and the CR through. You won't even be able to get this through cloture because we're going to block it unless you guys negotiate in good faith with us. So Republicans have the House, the Senate, the presidency, and the courts, right? It's your guys' government. But here's an instance where Democrats have leverage. You need us in order to get this through. So here are our demands. Here are our terms. And keep it simple. Number one, Elon's got to stop. He's got to stop illegally and unconstitutionally hacking around in the back of our government and stealing data and slashing whatever spending he wants to slash. None of that is allowed. It's not okay. He's the world's richest man. He's unelected. This is crazy. Demand number one, Elon has to stop. Then, no cuts to Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Those are our demands. If you want to get this through, then those are our demands. And if not, the government's going to shut down, right? But guess what? It's not going to be our fault. It's not going to be Democrats' fault that the government shuts down. Like I said, you guys have the House, the Senate, the presidency, and the courts. It'll be on you. Now, by the way, some polling outlets literally asked the public, who would you blame if there was a government shutdown? Navigator, only 27% blame Democrats, 47% blame Trump and Republicans. Quinnipiac, only 32% blame Democrats, 53% blame Trump and Republicans. So in other words, the public is going to blame Republicans no matter what. So the Democrats have a massive amount of leverage. There's widespread anger in the country. Everybody wants Elon to stop. Everybody wants the market to stop tanking. Everybody wants the Republican insanity to end, right? And so here you have an opportunity where we won't in the future, right? We won't. Republicans are going to use reconciliation to get a bunch of stuff through, like these big budget bills that they're going to do in the future. They'll do that through reconciliation, meaning they only need a simple majority to get it through. But guess what? For the stopgap bill, for the CR, they need the 60 votes to get through cloture. So you need the Democratic votes. Well, guess what? Chuck Schumer comes out and says, oh, good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to vote for cloture. I don't like the bill, but a government shutdown would be worth so good. And so he immediately caved. Zero fight whatsoever, zero plan, immediately caved. Guys, this was a rare opportunity. It was an opportunity for Democrats. The one time you have leverage, you could have used it and took a stand. And by the way, just fight for the American people. You see all these angry people at town halls. You see how the Republicans are getting reamed. You see how their poll numbers are dropping. All you had to do was take the fight to them on the issues that the people care about. Only 7% want to cut Medicaid. Go on the offense. Here are our demands to pass a stopgap bill, to pass a CR. 0 cuts to Medicare, 0 cuts to Medicaid, 0 cuts to Social Security, and Elon has to stop immediately. And then, are you kidding me? You'd be national heroes if you did that. By the way, with Elon and Trump slashing whatever they want to slash when it comes to government spending, what's the point of even having Congress that has power of the purse? Because if Congress says spend it on X, Y, or Z, and Elon and Trump say, we disagree, we're not doing that, then why the fuck is Congress even there? Make that point, Chuck Schumer. Make that point, Democrats. So Chuck Schumer caved. Chuck Schumer said, I'm going to vote for cloture. And the vote's actually happening like right now as I'm talking to you. And the question is, with Chuck caving, that's probably an indication that he spoke to other Democratic senators behind the scenes, and there are enough of them to get to the 60 number for the Republicans to get their CR through. But guys, I have never seen a backlash like this in my life. Democrats are furious. Democratic voters are furious. Even Democratic House politicians are furious because, like I said, they all stayed together. Even the ones from purple districts were like, Elon and Trump are crazy. The Republicans are insane. We're going to stay together on this. We're going to all vote as a unit, right? Well, guess what? Since Chuck Schumer stabbed everybody in the back, the voters and the Democratic politicians in the House, we're getting stuff like this. Ready? The members said the Democrats in Leesburg, very conservative area, were so mad that even centrist Democrats were ready to write checks for AOC for Senate, adding that they have never seen people so mad. Multiple centrist Democrats are saying, shit, we want AOC to primary Chuck Schumer for the Senate. Multiple centrist Democrats are saying it. This one's from Axios. House Dems text chains light up with apoplexy. Complete and utter meltdown, says one member. Members floating, marching onto the Senate floor. So House members are like, we got to march onto the Senate floor to stop these people. Others are urging primaries, not just for Schumer, but for any Senate Democrat who votes for the GOP bill. So even in the online world, like the pundit world, I've never seen such a large number of people unified on the left, right? I mean, the only dissenter that I've seen is literally Matt Iglesias, which, like, who cares what he has to say? You have other people who are typically viewed as neoliberals, people like Will Stancil are out there like, yeah, this is fucking crazy. Schumer should fight. What's he doing? He's giving away the little bit of leverage the Democrats have. Neera Tanden is out there saying the same goddamn thing, retweeting Bernie Sanders, agreeing with AOC. These are people who were massively anti-Bernie in 2016 and 2020. Now they realize who actually is going to fight and who's actually going to represent the American people. So there is unity. I saw the Midas Touch people going in on Chuck Schumer. I see people you wouldn't expect telling him to resign. I see literal like DNC paid influencers saying he's got to go. Because again, this is the one piece of leverage you have before they get to their reconciliation bills, and you're just giving it away. You're giving it away. Like, Chuck Schumer doesn't even know how to put on the show of leadership, right? He doesn't even know how to do that. Really? You can't take super popular issues like Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security and make a big fight over it and make the Republicans take the anti-position, right? You can't beat up on... Elon Musk has a 34% approval rating. You can't put that front and center and destroy that guy and say, look, I'm representing the American people. They want him gone. He's unelected. He's the world's richest man, and he's cutting pediatric cancer research. That's unacceptable. Things are not normal right now. This is not how our government functions. We're going to make it function the way it's supposed to. You need our votes, and these are our demands. But no, he caved. He caved, which is absolutely humiliating. It's absolutely pathetic. And you know it's bad. You ready for this? You know it's bad because Trump came out and congratulated Chuck. Trump says, congratulations to Chuck Schumer for doing the right thing. Took guts and courage. Guts and courage. And by the way, everybody's, looking back at their history now. There's plenty of pictures of Schumer chuckling and giggling and smiling with Trump. They were at some dinner in October together, having a laugh together, right? Like, we are talking about a genuine and sincere sellout now. And by the way, you ready for this? Here's what Chuck Schumer has planned for next week. A book tour. A book tour about how pro-Palestine protesters are anti-Semitic. That's what the book's about. Man, you are going to get protested to the high heavens. You're a total MAGA collaborator, total MAGA sellout. You gave away the literal one piece of leverage the Democrats have for a very, very long time. It's unacceptable. But guys, I end on a positive note. We are looking at the emergence of basically a left-wing Tea Party. We really are. And you guys know I was part of the original version of that. I was one of the co-founders of Justice Democrats, which the whole idea was a left-wing Tea Party. But apparently I just missed the window, right? We launched it in like 2017 or 2018 during Trump's first term. Apparently I missed it. Now is the actual window, because you're seeing flat-out centrists agreeing completely with hardcore left-wingers and going, nah, man, this is unacceptable. We need to fight. We need to hold Trump accountable. We need to represent something. We can't just like cuck ourselves to the right and genuflect to MAGA at every turn, which is exactly what Chuck Schumer is doing. And everybody is completely and utterly furious with him. Keep calling his office. I tweeted about this last night. Keep calling his office and tell him he should resign. He should step aside. He's unfit to lead. And also go to his book events and protest him and say, this is what we need from our leader. We need somebody who's going to fight MAGA. We need somebody who's going to stand up for the American people. Not this nonsense that he's doing now.